What's up? We're back. Will Smith's still a cuck, and we've got some World Cup qualifiers to talk about.
Yes, sir. Yes. Before we start talking about USA, we're just going to talk about some other national games that happened.
Give you guys a heads up on a couple of things that happened.
Yeah, Canada qualifying for the first time in 36 years, I believe it was. Some
impressive.
Crazy number like that. Good for them.
Topped our group, unfortunately, but...
Yeah, beating us when we thought we could have beat them, being naive on that day. But here we are, Canada. Congratulations to them. Opposite end of it, Italy not qualifying for the World Cup.
To North Macedonia.
North Macedonia 1-0. Here's the, popped it up. North Macedonia 1-0 over Italy. That's what happened. I don't know. They even had their best player out, who's Elmas, Elaf Elmas, who's not even a sure starter on Napoli.
He is playing for Napoli. Sure starter on Northern Macedonia.
For sure. Wasn't playing. Pandev, another guy that doesn't play for the national team anymore, wasn't there. So we have a lot of North Macedonian players who...
Fresh faces.
A lot of fresh faces, a lot of unfamiliar faces for sure. Beating Italy 1-0 with a very late goal to steal it away. You can see what it meant for them. You can see what it meant to Italy. Another World Cup.
The meltdown is crazy.
I don't understand how they missed out on another World Cup.
I feel like if you win the Euros or your domestic largest title, like say the Euros or CONCACAF, you should get an automatic bid to the World Cup 2 years later.
It could be a thing.
But
yeah, I could see
FIFA is different from UEFA, and it's not.
And I would have to say though, even though they did lose this game, they had so many opportunities in games beforehand to not even be in this position that they're in.
It's their own fault. Really.
And you could say, kind of like the United States that we'll get into here in a second, they're missing some players like Chiesa, Locatelli, a few other key
really important players that
Yeah.
they're missing, but. I mean, at the end of the day, you just won the Euros. You should be able to get qualified.
Yeah.
Easy as pie, but they just couldn't do it.
Hats off to North Macedonia, though. Alright. Okay. What you all came here for, though, is exactly what we're going to talk about. Is the US of A getting a draw and then a big victory over Panama. But we're going to start with the Mexico game first. It was 0-0 at the Azteca. In Mexico.
Not a horrible result. I mean,
no, not horrible.
You go into that and you hope for a win, and
we should have won. We should have won.
USA should have won.
We should have won.
They weren't clinical enough. They really lacked that striker. That honestly, Tanner and I were both hoping that P-Falk would step up and really just establish himself before the World Cup as that number 9 that Berhalter likes, but. He just couldn't do it.
He missed his chance.
Yeah, we saw him sling one into the fucking upper deck. It was a horrible miss, but...
We got some new faces on the U.S. roster because we have a lot of guys missing out now because, Serginho Dest, McKinney...
Gio Reyna coming back
just recently. Out. Those are guys that they may not be huge name for their club or huge names for the U.S.
Yeah, damn right, yeah.
We need those guys in there, and it showed against Mexico, who is a quality, cohesive team, and we could have won. We had our opportunities. Pulisic had a chance. Ochoa, you could say he should have made it, and I think he should have made it. He should have done something more, but Ochoa just made the right reaction save. It got to where it was. I mean,
international-wise, Ochoa might be top 5 goalies of all time.
He's
honestly.
insane.
When it comes to purely international games, he is one of the craziest goalies I've ever seen. Yeah. Every World Cup, every qualifier, he goes off against the U.S. in particular. But in general, he does so well.
He's a really good goalie for Mexico, for sure.
But honestly...
He should have buried that, though.
We should have scored there. Pulisic should have
scored. We give Ochoa all the credit, but he should have scored that chance. And then a few minutes later in the second half... Not a few minutes later, but later on in the second half, we see Gio Reyna coming on. Oh, my goodness. Making dribble moves. Looking like Maradona, according to Berhalter.
Yeah, that's
a little much, but we will say it was a good run. He almost had the chance for the assist for P-Falk. It was such a good pass. I can't remember who passed it to Reyna, but that was a good pass. And then Reyna, part of me felt like he could have shot. And then part of me was like, most people would say he did make the right move, though, because you got a guy there in the 6-yard box, right in front of goal.
Give him the pass.
Put the pass in there if you got the opportunity. He's going to have the easier chance. He makes the pass. Pfalk, like he said earlier, the guy we wanted to be the guy, fumbles the bag in the prime moment.
Really could have won that game. Really could have used those 3 points going into the next game, so there was just even less stress on us. But we weren't able to, and we really just had to make sure to come out for the next game and play well. Kind of the opposite in some areas of how we played against Mexico. So.
Yeah, ended in a 0-0. It showed at the Azteca, but we've never won in Mexico, so I guess you could say it's all right that we didn't.
Right.
We didn't lose. So, we took the positives with the negatives, but we should have won at the end of the day. But going on to Panama, 5-1, and I'm not even. I really wish I could just say 5-0. That goal at the end of the set piece, it pisses me off. But we have to.
It's the one blemish on the record of that game. That game was so good.
So good. But we're going to focus on the positive. We're just going to forget that goal ever happened late in the game. But 5 goals for the U.S. Pulisic with a hat trick. Areola starting us off in the game was a starter that I didn't expect.
Really, no, me either. I mean, I was expecting to see Reyna back in the team, but Areola just showed getting that second goal after the penalty for Pulisic. He just showed his quality. I mean, he is trusted for a reason. He's in there for a reason, and he helped his own record and also helped out Berhalter there. So
yeah, Berhalter is definitely he's one of those guys Berhalter trusts. And a part of me definitely does hate on some MLS guys, but they showed out. Ferreira had a pretty decent game, I'd say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He had some chances that...
Good header for him.
Yeah, but he did have some chances where you think he should have put those away. But, I mean, he did get some goals and an assist, I believe. So you have to give credit where credit's due. And Areola, again, another MLS guy. A really good header. I mean, it was just... Really good header. I don't know where that came from. He's not known for his headers.
Small, yeah. Somebody that's that small, it's impressive that he was able to get up and score that. But really just another quality game from the left back Robinson. I mean, Anthony Robinson is just playing really so well for the United States. We might have a future left back for the next 8 years for this team. He's still young.
Yeah.
And, I mean, if we could get that left and right back position nailed down,
I believe if we can have Dest, if he's healthy, staying there, that's going to really be a big boost. That would be definitely our set fullback partnership, I believe. But Anthony Robinson, he's really good. He's got a cross and a half on him.
Yeah, attacking, he's super deadly.
He's decent. Excuse me. He's decently defensively. He's really aggressive, and I like that in a defender, obviously.
Right.
But on ball, sometimes he makes some mistakes, and I feel like that's just another thing with a lot of the U.S. players is on the ball
they don't make the right decisions.
We're not as technically gifted as other nations, and it shows.
Our touch isn't as good as some of the other countries.
100%.
Our passing isn't as crisp as other countries. Sometimes we leave a little bit to be desired when it comes to shots, and it's like
our creativity lacks a bit, but that's where I really want to see Reyna and Musa thriving and Brendan Aronson coming back and guys like that in the midfield. I wouldn't mind seeing them in the midfield so we can have a little bit more of a control. I feel like we have a decent control against these teams in CONCACAF, but when we go and play the big boys,
we're going to struggle.
And I'm not going to say 100% we're going to struggle. And I don't expect us to dominate those games at all. I'm not going to say that, but I would want to see some form of possession, like we can hold the ball, like we can hold our own. And I feel like we need to work out who that guy is so far. Like Adams, we have Adams. He's an amazing, like me and Trevor were talking earlier during the game, saying how on the ball he's not the best, but his role, he does it so well.
His awareness and his field positioning is unparalleled in the United States team.
100%.
I mean, his just vision and anticipation of where the ball is going to be and where he needs to be is crazy, because we saw Anthony Robinson make a huge run down the left side, and they had numbers and numbers come back because Robinson made the wrong pass, just like we were saying. And Adams, right there at left back to fill in, stopped the counterattack and got it back to us into the midfield, a little bit better control. And he just does that so well. He's never going to be Tony Cruz to where he just
Jorginho
is pinging the ball all around. He's not going to be that, but he will be your workhorse.
He could be a destroyer for sure. That was a
100%.
word Trevin used during the game that stuck out in my brain. He said he's a destroyer because that's what he does. He just runs around the pitch and takes the ball. He knows where to be. He fills in the spots. He makes up. He plays for his friend. He plays for his teammate. And we saw it in the end. We'll talk about Pulisic real quick. 2 pens, hat trick, third goal. Third goal was insane. And then at the end of the game, we see Pulisic getting in a big fight, and it's like a whole ordeal. And Adams, who I feel should be wearing the captain. I definitely love seeing that from Pulisic. Definitely sticking up because he wasn't him who got hit with the ball. It was De La Torre and Pulisic sticking up for his guy. But he went crazy, and Adams is the leader he is, trying to calm him down, trying to tell him to get back.
Get the fuck back!
Who I believe should be the captain always when he's on the pitch is Tyler Adams. Is 100% every time. He's
just really one of the best leaders that I think we have. Obviously, Pulisic is the best player, I think, overall.
Yeah, and you could say he's developing into a leader role because of the pressure he has being like having to be that guy from such a young age. So he's developed a bit of a leadership role himself, I feel. But when it comes down to it, I feel Tyler Adams is the guy.
He should be our captain, 100%. I agree.
Yeah. But 5-1 over Panama. We played outstanding. Like we said, let up a goal at the end. Don't want to see that. But Berhalter is getting it right so far, I would say.
So far.
So far, this qualifier...
Still not technically... technically qualified, but...
Yeah.
We have 1 game left against Costa Rica. If we win, draw, or lose by less than 6 goals, we're through. And not having to play against Oceania in the play-in tournament. If we lose by 6 or more goals, which God fucking forbid that happen, because the camera would go through the goddamn TV, we will not have to play Oceania. We will be guaranteed a spot. So, hopefully we can do well in this next game.
If the USA didn't make the World Cup this year, we might not have a YouTube channel anymore.
We might just fucking end it
that
here,
would
and I'm not
piss
talking
me
about
off
YouTube.
So much. Oh, that's all we have. Meme always. USA 0-0 to Mexico, 5-0 over Panama. Plenty of World Cup qualifiers coming from every nation. USA plays again on Wednesday. We'll see what happens.